My wife and kids think I hate Christmas because I'm not one of those people who tries to get the decor out as soon as we're done trick-or-treating. I've always held that there's a sweetness in Christmas memories as a family, that the sweetest memories at Christmas have come when we've let it be Christmas at Christmas time. Within the window of time that is called Christmas, which is after Thanksgiving, not the fall, not Halloween, not Thanksgiving. Let's close in prayer. My work here is done, if that's all we do here. There is a gap between life unfolding the way I want it to and the way I expect it to, and the way it actually does. There's a grace in allowing life to unfold as it does rather than forcing it to be some version of something I want. And I never want to decorate Christmas after Halloween. We had held out putting the decorations, and I was trying to make a memory here. I was trying to do it right. We were finally within the window, and we pull out the decorations. We had shown the restraint. We were savoring the season. We had done it right, and I was trying to make that memory last. My kids were 5, 8, and 10, so we were in that sweet spot. We were about to make the most significant Christmas memories of their lives. Beth and I brought the garage boxes in and the bags and the Christmas decorations with the intention of taking our time and really making it a memory. We lit a fire. There was hot cocoa. There was a Christmas movie on in the back. We were really doing it up because we had waited to do it at the right time. This is our night. But there was one bag in particular that she brought in that she just left on the counter for me. She had opened it just enough, and she had realized this was something that she didn't want to deal with. It was clear that a rat had eaten into the bag and had started to make a nest at that point. But based on the smell, just from opening it, she realized that clearly something was dead in there. And so she's like, I'm going to leave this one for you. I was thinking about what I was going to encounter. Will the rat have just died recently? Will I be finding like a skeleton? Did this thing die in like January and then like now it's just going to be bones? Or will it be like this stiff-bodied fat thing that's going to really just stink up? And so I was kind of expecting the latter. And as I'm rummaging through the rat's nest of tangled plastic wreaths, I'm just not seeing the rat carcass. And that's when the healthiest, fattest rat I have ever seen shot out of the bag onto my chest, jumped off the counter onto my chest, onto the floor toward my wife and children. The Christmas music was playing the whole time. What happened next for the next 25 to 45 seconds, I am not afraid to admit, can only be described as regrettable and pretty embarrassing outrightly. I'm sure you've all heard the saying that a measure of a man is not what he does when a rat jumps off of his chest, but how he eventually recovers and regroups afterward that makes the man. Sure, I regroup like a boss. But I'm not going to lie, I lost those 45 seconds and I can't fully account for them. It's where the story gets pretty sketchy and difficult for me to remember, but a good thing my family was there to witness the entire thing while I lost my mind. Apparently, the first thing I did when the rat jumped off of my chest onto the floor was jump in the air higher than I have ever jumped in my life. Why did I jump so high? Because I was extremely aware that I did not want to jump on this disgusting rat. For some reason, even if that would have killed it, that was gross to me, and I was trying to avoid that at all costs. I was high-stepping when I came down, apparently, waving my hands, moving in a circular motion. This is, of course, what my wife and daughters reported I was doing in a family crisis when they would have said they needed me. Of course, I don't recall any of this as my fear response had me blacked out. This continued for longer than any of us would have thought, swiping my body like I was covered with ants or fleas, or let's be honest, probably rabies right now. Rabies. Eventually, I came to my senses and I was in the backyard. And I kind of just woke up and found myself there. Consciousness returned, and it was confusing, like a bad dream. I was agitated. And all this regrettable, shameful, and worst of all, this was involuntary in me. Once the terror and the rabid madness had passed, I did indeed turn back to find everybody in my house immediately up on the chairs and tables, wailing as loud as they could. They had seen it, and it was like tales of Bigfoot. They had seen it go this way, and then they had seen it go that way. But eventually we decided that they had probably climbed up into our piano. Immediately, I started thinking about how complex it would be to de-nest my piano. We had to fix it. Beth had eyes on it first. It was sitting just behind the piano, not yet up in it. Good thing we had a chance. Should I go to the store, get a rat trap, and then bait it, and then try to coax it onto the trap? No, that probably wasn't going to work. That's when I remembered my dad had just given me my grandpa's old pump-action BB gun. I'm taking care of business. Give me a break. I had never shot this thing, and in no way can I be described as a gun guy, okay? So whatever you're thinking here, it was kind of a dangerous toy that would increase in power as you would crank it like this. And so they said, pump it up to 10 times. And so when I was younger, I tried to look into my future and see myself sort of triumphantly like, what will marriage be like someday? Protecting my family with weaponry and whatnot. And I've never imagined the bits that actually happened, though, where I was in the backyard, blacked out. But at the end of this thing, I pumped it 30 times. I was able to dispose of the rat. I defended my home from the danger, and I took care of business, albeit in my own way, just like I had always expected to do. But there is a grace and a truth built into life as it actually unfolds. The way my life actually unfolds, the way it actually unfolds instead of the way I would like it to be. The hero. No, I get to be the one who blacks out and runs out into his backyard. To this day, my family doesn't remember the Christmas vibe we were trying to go for that night. That night we were trying so hard to make memories, but if a healthy rat had not nested itself in our Christmas decorations that night, I'm virtually certain I wouldn't have anything to say from that night to us this night. There's a grace and a truth when life is allowed to unfold the way it wants to instead of the way I want it to. We still wait for Thanksgiving, but we do a better job of checking our bags.